I now give the floor to the representative of Algeria.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to express my gratitude to the Russian Federation and to the United States for their efforts as penholders, co-penholders of the draft resolution we have just adopted. Your work has enabled us to unanimously renew the mandate of UNDOF, which comes at a critical juncture for Syria and for the whole region. In this regard, I wish to highlight the following points. First, the resolution underscores that, and I quote, there should be no military forces, military equipment, or personnel in the area of separation other than those of UNDOF. End of quote. Therefore, the actual presence of Israeli forces in the area is illegal and constitutes a flagrant violation of the 1974 disengagement agreement and relevant Security Council resolutions. Second, the resolution, and I quote, stresses that both parties must abide by the terms of the 1974 disengagement of forces agreement and scrupulously observe the ceasefire. The 1974 agreement stipulates that, and I quote, the parties will scrupulously observe the ceasefire on land, sea, and air, and will refrain from all military actions against each other from the time of the signing of this document, in implementation of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 338. End of quote. Hence, the Israeli attacks on both civilian and military infrastructure in Syria, as well as its incursion into Syrian territory and occupation of new territory, are clear violation of the agreement and clear violation of Security Council resolution. Just today, earlier today, a demonstration took place in Dar'a Governorate to protest the presence of the Israeli forces within Syrian territory and to demand its withdrawal. The protest was met with violence as Israeli soldiers opened fire, injuring a young man. To those who still doubt that we are witnessing the occupation of new territories in Syria, I would ask, what is your stance on this? These acts are neither defensive nor justified. They constitute an aggression against a UN member state and merit our firm condemnation. Third, The resolution we just adopted calls upon the parties concerned to implement immediately its Resolution 338. Let me recall that Resolution 338 calls for the immediate implementation of Security Council Resolution 242 in all its parts. Resolution 242 explicitly calls for the withdrawal of Israeli armed forces from territories occupied in 1967. Thus, the Israeli presence in the Golan Heights constitutes an occupation. Algeria reaffirms its steadfast position that the Golan Heights is an occupied Syrian territory. Furthermore, Algeria reiterates its full support of UNDOF and for its peacekeepers, whose safety and security must be ensured by all parties. And we extend our congratulations to Major General Anita Asmah on her appointment as head of mission and force commander of UNDOF, assuring her of our full support. In conclusion, Mr. President, I wish to emphasize that the fragile situation in Syria demands our collective solidarity and support. The international community must set aside its rivalries and competition to avert a catastrophic scenario in Syria and the broader region. We must work together constructively to assist the Syrian people in preserving their country's independence, unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, and in establishing new institutions for a brighter and democratic future for Syria. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Algeria for their statement.